Speaking of the attempted insurrection, the FBI is still looking for hundreds of people who stormed the Capitol on January 6th. And now stepping up to help federal investigators, a sprawling community of social media detectives. CNN's Sarah Murray reports on a group that calls themselves Sedition Hunters.
From the mob, a seemingly unidentifiable hand reaches out with a taser in an attack that would leave Officer Michael Fanone begging for his life.
I just remember yelling out that I have kids.
Forrest Rogers and the internet sleuths known as Deep State Dogs got to work.
It was one of the more violent scenes at the Capitol.
Within days, they compiled video tracing the taser and the man holding it through the crowd on January 6th. Others on social media pitched in to determine the man's identity.
You can see him reaching out, the suspect reaching out, putting the taser on Officer Fanone's neck.
They delivered it to the FBI and a Huffington Post reporter, who further confirmed the alleged attacker, Daniel Rodriguez. Rodriguez now faces 8 charges, including assaulting Officer Fanone, and has pleaded not guilty. It's not clear from the court documents whether their work helped the FBI's case against Rodriguez. The Deep State Dogs are one group in a sprawling social media community, so-called sedition hunters, rooting out insurrectionists in the wake of January 6th. John Scott Railton, a senior researcher at the University of Toronto's Citizen Lab, says it's a diverse, diffuse group united by a common goal.
What they are working for is accountability, and they're going about that in different ways, whether it means publishing information in collaboration with journalists, or whether it means making tips to law enforcement.
But their efforts are also a rebuttal to Republicans looking to whitewash the horrifying events of January 6th.
Every time I hear a lawmaker try to downplay what happened, I think of the fear on their faces and the pictures and footage we have of them fleeing from what was going on. And I know that they remember it too. This was a trauma for them.
Sedition hunters often crowdsource information. They assign hashtags to rioters to stay organized as new images emerge. Other times, they build files on suspects in closed groups before sharing their findings. Their handiwork is sprinkled throughout court documents. Certain internet sites assigned this individual the hashtag Boy in the Hood. The second tipster was a member of hashtag Sedition Hunters. Unknown Twitter users created the hashtag Scallops to track photographs. The zeal from amateur sleuths led to some misfires early on.
There was a tremendous amount of desire and eagerness on the part of people who'd never done this kind of digging before to get involved and to help out. And that resulted in some overenthusiastic people making some misidentifications.
Now, a set of best practices has emerged. Among the most important rules, don't go tossing out names on social media. The FBI has arrested nearly 500 suspects related to the Capitol riots. They're still looking for the public's help in identifying more than 250 others.
The 400, that's a small number. This will continue. What we're seeing now, in my opinion, is only the drop in the bucket.
Now, the FBI has made clear they want to see these tips continue coming in. A spokesperson for the FBI said tips matter and said the public has been of tremendous assistance in this investigation. Sarah Murray, CNN, Washington.